Doing the haunted house. Haunted house. Haunted house. The ride, the drop ride. Or is it the Monster Fighters thing? The one for theme park stations. Gotcha. Keep in mind that if you haven't gotten to the chain yet, when you get to the chain needs to be horrifically tight. Incredibly uncomfortably tight. Where on that back, when you're putting the links together for the first time, it's going to be like several inches apart, and you need to stretch it that much. It needs to feel like you're going to rip some Lego apart. Because if it's not ridiculously tight, it's going to have all kinds of problems. Counting the links is going to be annoying, but it's important. But even after you've counted and done exactly what they said, if the whole thing is not smooth, the way that it runs, if you hear a lot of knocking, if it gets caught along the way, the carriage in the elevator shaft, take a link out, pull it apart, make sure it doesn't fall down. It's very easy for that whole thing to fall down. Just keep in mind, keep as much of the chain in the back as possible, or keep as much of the chain hanging down over the top as possible. Because if you get it to this point, all the rest of the chain is going to pull it, and then you have to refeed the whole thing. It's a pain in the butt. The most important thing is to get it ridiculously tight, where it's like, I got one side of it on there. They don't tell you that. Lego has all these rules about being careful with the parts and making sure that no assemblies will cause harm to the pieces themselves. But this one sure feels like it's going to cause harm to the pieces. Lego chains are tight. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Actually, it's very inconveniencing. And rather difficult.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Barely an inconvenience. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Barely an inconvenience.
Think we'll ever see Monster Fighters again? I think we already got the closest we can get to that for a while with Hidden Side. I think the next time we'll have a chance to get those won't be for another couple years or anything like that.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
That sort of theme won't be for another couple years at least. Because Hidden Side was right inside of that wheelhouse. For this last patch over here, I want to have a long patch of dirt. I want it to be oblong towards me. So the root ball of the tree itself is going to be right towards the edge, towards the end of that. As a matter of fact, it might be all the way towards the end of it. But just a little extension out here. Yeah, because this is going to be on top. Yep. I think I'm going to do something like that. We'll see. See if that works. This should be able to... Yeah, I think this should be able to work. Then I might have a different shape. Yeah, I'm pretty limited on my wedge plate shapes, though. Do the 2x4s, but yeah, that might work. I can do the 45 again. That's too much. 3x3. Now that kind of needs to be the upper level needs to be at that, to be like that. No, the upper level doesn't need to be that big actually. This will be at the edge. More potato wedges. Who's responsible for this? Bill Frog. Thank you again.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Hidden Side was not really a successful theme. It wasn't a successful theme because they focused on marketing the app and the box art was terrible. That was not the fault of the physical product. Titanium J, hello. Lego off doing something better than that for the next 5. I'd say 5 years after the end of Hidden Side, which was already a couple years ago. So I think there's another chance. Maybe in the next couple years. It's all just guessing game though, right? Nobody can know what's in the mind of those Lego people. Half the time they don't even understand. Did I like the Hidden Side builds? I did, yeah. Sets were great, yeah. Need to stop with the apps, they never work. I mean, the Hidden Side app was not the problem. The Hidden Side app was fine, honestly. It didn't work on many devices. You know, any device that wasn't brand new, it did not work on. But I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. There's that flippin' box art. Terrible, terrible, terrible box art. Killed it. Not the good kind of killed it, yeah, but the bad kind of just straight up killed the theme. They literally couldn't sell the things. Lego store employees couldn't sell the things. Nobody understood.